In the grand archives of the Galactic Union, there was a list, ancient and revered, cataloging the known intelligent species of the galaxy. It detailed their biology, psychology, strengths, weaknesses, and preferred methods of diplomacy or warfare. Every species had a label: logical, aggressive, peaceful, reclusive. But next to one entry, written in bold red font, was a single word: unpredictable. That entry belonged to humans. Ambassador Threx of the Quillari Confederacy had long been fascinated by humans. Not for their science, which was primitive, or their weapons, which were terrifyingly creative, but because they defied every expectation. He was finally going to meet one today. The Galactic Summit buzzed with the murmur of hundreds of species. Tentacled diplomats conversed with telepathic beings. Gas-based lifeforms floated beside crystalline organisms. And then the human arrived. He was late, wearing an unpressed suit, and eating something. "Apologies," the human said, mouth half full of some fried object. "Traffic around Deneb's third ring is murder." Threx blinked with all three eyes. "You walked in late to a summit of galactic leaders? Eating?" "Breakfast burrito," the human replied, offering one. "Want a bite?" "No, thank you," Threx said, horrified and fascinated all at once. The human sat backwards in his chair and began reading the summit agenda aloud. Terraforming, trade agreements, pirate suppression. Ooh, and the black hole incident. Exciting stuff. Threx had done his research. Humans had a short lifespan but lived each moment with exhausting intensity. They colonized death worlds, turned plagues into vaccines in weeks, and once detonated a nuclear bomb just to see what would happen. Yet they still made memes about ducks wearing hats. "Ambassador Threx," the human said, suddenly turning serious. "You've studied us, haven't you?" "I have extensively." "Then you know we're not like the rest of you." "That is an understatement," Threx replied. "Your species has no shared telepathic link, no genetic caste, no emotion-suppressing gland, and yet you form alliances faster than any other race. You go to war over insults but build peace over jokes. You weaponize kindness and sarcasm." "Sounds about right," the human smiled. "Some of us fear your people." The human smile didn't fade. "We're aware. And yet," Threx continued, "you have not attempted galactic conquest." The human shrugged. "Too much paperwork." Threx studied him closely. "What do you want, then?" The human leaned forward, face strangely sincere. "We want to belong, not conquer, not rule. We want to be part of something bigger. But if pushed, well, you've seen what we do when cornered." Yes, Threx had seen. The Battle of Tarsus 7 came to mind, where human miners held off an armada using nothing but mining lasers, scrap metal, and rage. They won. "How did your kind even survive your own planet?" Threx asked, genuinely curious. "Barely," the human laughed. "We poisoned our water, polluted our air, fought endless wars, and somehow still made jazz, pizza, and spaceflight." Threx couldn't help but marvel at the contradiction. The same species that wrote symphonies sent flaming trash barrels into orbit as weapons. The same species that nurtured orphans adopted war beasts for fun. "You are," Threx said slowly, "the galaxy's most peculiar species." The human raised his burrito in salute. "I'll take that as a compliment." Suddenly, alarms blared. An officer burst into the chamber. "Emergency! Pirate fleet entering high orbit. They demand surrender or they will bombard the summit." The chamber fell into chaos. Species argued, shouted, retreated. Threx turned to the human, who was calmly chewing his last bite. "You're very calm for a man about to be vaporized." "Oh, we've handled worse," the human said. "What kind of pirates?" "Unknown but heavily armed. They destroyed a security outpost in under a minute." The human stood, cracking his knuckles. "Mind if I try something?" Threx gestured helplessly. "Be my guest." The human walked up to the communications console and tapped the broadcast button. "This is Terran Ambassador Jack Morgan. You have 30 seconds to leave orbit or face consequences." There was silence. Then laughter from the pirate fleet. Mocking, cruel laughter. The human turned to Threx. "Well, I tried the polite way. What now?" Threx asked. "I call my ship." "Your ship?" Threx blinked. "A single Terran vessel can't stand against." He was cut off by a ripple in space. A massive human warship decloaked just behind the pirate fleet. Sleek, black, and humming with power. It bore a single painted phrase on its side. "The diplomacy stick." The pirate fleet froze, and then, without a single shot fired, began jumping away one by one. Threx's mouth fell open. They retreated. "Humans don't bluff," Jack said with a wink. "But we let people think we do. Makes life more interesting." The summit resumed hours later. The human was now seated normally, still sipping from a mug labeled, "World's Okayest Ambassador." Threx approached him once more. "Your people are terrifying, unpredictable, and chaotic, but also kind, curious, loyal, and absurd," Jack added. Threx gave a slight bow. "The galaxy will never be the same." The human smiled. "It never is once we arrive."